Kemi sat on a wheelchair the first day in front of a busy mall, holding a poster that reads, "Who will marry me?" Her heart raced as people passed by, some giving her a puzzled look while others walked away without a word. Few young men stopped briefly, gazing at her with a mix of curiosity and pity. How can such a beautiful girl be in this situation? They whispered among themselves. Kemi, with her bright eyes and soft smile, felt a sting of sadness but remained determined. The second day, she tried a different approach. She wheeled herself to a busy street filled with worshippers heading to a nearby church. Her sign was still visible, and once again she saw people glance away but quickly move on. Some murmured prayers underneath their breath, while others avoided eye contact altogether. Kemi's heart ached, but she wouldn't give up. She was searching for something real, someone who would love her for who she was, not for her wealth or her father's fame. On the third day, Kemi decided to sit in front of a large hospital. It was busy with doctors, nurses and visitors going in and out. She sat firmly in her wheelchair, holding her sign boldly in front of her. 30 minutes passed and she noticed a tall, handsome young man walking towards the hospital entrance. He glanced at her, gave her a look of pity and walked inside. Kemi sighed, feeling a familiar sense of rejection. But just 5 minutes later, the man emerged from the hospital doors and walked straight to Kemi. "I will marry you," he said with a steady voice. Kemi was taken aback. "What?" she said, her pretty face filled with concern. "My name is Kunle," he repeated. "I will marry you." Kemi looked at him closely, searching his face for any sign of a joke. But his expression was serious. "Are you sure?" she asked, still hesitant. Kunle nodded. "Yes, if you don't mind, we can do it immediately." Kemi, her heart pounding, decided to test him. "I will give you 3 days to think about it. If you do not change your mind, we can go to the court on the 4th day and get married." Kunle agreed, and true to his word, on the 4th day, they both went to the courthouse and got married. It was a simple ceremony with no fanfare, just a few witnesses and a judge. Kemi wasn't just any girl, she was the only child of a famous wealthy man. She had been running her father's business ever since he retired. Men often tried to win her heart, but all for the wrong reasons. They wanted her father's wealth, not her love. After a painful breakup with a man named Femi, who had been using her for her money, Kemi devised a plan. She pretended to be crippled, hoping to find someone who would love her for who she truly was. After the wedding, Kemi turned to Kunle and asked, "What now?" Kunle smiled softly and said, "Let's go get your things and meet your parents. We are living together now." But Kemi had other plans. "No," she said firmly, "we will meet your family first." Kunle agreed, and they both made their way to his modest middle-class home. There, Kemi met his mother and his sister Dayo, who was also on a wheelchair. The sight of Dayo on a wheelchair shocked Kemi, and she couldn't hide her surprise. Kunle explained that Dayo had been in an accident and was now confined to a wheelchair. Her husband had left her after the accident because they did not have money for a corrective surgery. Dayo had since fallen into deep depression and Kunle feared she might never recover. "I married you," Kunle said gently, "because I don't want you to fall into same sadness." Kemi's heart softened. She could see the kindness in Kunle's eyes, and she realized he had married her out of genuine compassion. After some moments, she cleared her throat and said, "My father wants to host a small reception for us tomorrow. I would like you to come with your mother and sister." Kunle agreed, and the next day they made their way to Kemi's family house. As they approached the massive mansion, Kunle's eyes widened in disbelief. He had known Kemi wasn't an ordinary girl, but he hadn't expected this level of wealth. When they entered the grand house, Kunle was greeted by a small group of elegantly dressed people, and standing among them was Kemi, dressed in a stunning gown. Kunle's jaw dropped. "You are not crippled," he said in shock. "Why did you deceive me?" Kemi then led Kunle into one of the grand rooms in her mansion, away from the guests who were still enjoying the small reception her father had organized. Kunle was visibly confused, his eyes moving between Kemi and the luxurious surroundings. "Kemi, why did you deceive me? You are not crippled." Kunle's voice was full of disbelief. Kemi sighed, sitting on the edge of a velvet chair. "Kunle, I am sorry for deceiving you. I've had my heart broken several times in the past. Men only wanted me for my father's wealth. I had to know if someone would love me for who I am and not for what I have. That was why I pretended to be crippled. I wanted to find a man with a sincere heart." "I am sorry," she said once again. Kunle was silent for a moment, processing her words. Then slowly he nodded. "I married you because I thought you needed someone who would not abandon you like my sister's husband did. I didn't know you were testing me, but I'm glad you did. I want you and your family to move into this house with me," she said. "I live alone here. My parents live in another mansion. You will never need to worry about money again." The reception that followed turned into a happy celebration. Kunle's mother and sister Dayo were welcomed warmly by Kemi's family. Everyone laughed, danced, and celebrated the union of the couple in an intimate gathering. Kemi's promise to pay for Dayo's corrective surgery abroad only added to the happiness, and Kunle's heart swelled with gratitude. In the months that followed, Kemi and Kunle settled into their life together in the mansion. The love between them blossomed as they learned more about each other. Kunle assisted Kemi in managing their company. When their twin babies arrived 9 months later, a boy and a girl, their joy multiplied massively. Kunle became a loving father and a supportive husband, while Kemi managed her home and her business with grace. Though their marriage had begun under unusual circumstances, it still blossomed into something real and beautiful. Their home was filled with laughter, love, and the kind of happiness Kemi had always hoped for. True love must not be based on appearance or wealth, but on genuine kindness and sincerity. People who look beyond the surface often find everlasting happiness and fulfillment. Thanks for watching. The end.